if there's an aspect of Kat Matlala's testimony at the ad hoc committee when it was sitting at the Hoshimampuru Maximum Prison Center, whatever it's called, is the fact that he was speaking about a police officer who happens to be his ice boy. I think it's an officer Nkosi or something like that. That has been bothering me for a while because I am asking myself this question: how many other police officers that are ice boys to the big five? And how will we sift them out of the South African police force? Because they know a lot. Two, they are paranoid wherever they are. Three, they pose a danger to society. They pose a danger even to their own masters. So some of them probably are a little bit comfortable that the likes of Kat Matlala are in jail, but not holistically though, because at any given time, where now we're talking about the court of law. Ad hoc committee is not a court of law. And now if this matter gets taken to a court of law and he is under oath and he knows very well that the results of a trial often is a sanction of some sort. And in most cases, of course, it's a sentence that is going to come out of the guilty verdict. And so Kat Matlala will want to mitigate that. He would want to say, hey, listen, let me negotiate with the prosecution or the state for that matter, that I am going to reveal names. And these names that I'm going to reveal are people that were my ice boys in the police force. Because remember, the state is interested, which we must also accept this fact as well as South Africans, that the state might use Kat Matlala by negotiating a lesser sentence for him if he ratted out rotten police officers. Because remember, this whole process that is taking place is about corrupt police as well as politicians that are interfering with the works of the police. So Kat Matlala knows all these people. He knows them by name, probably knows their families, knows everything about them. And so for him to have a lesser sentence, he's probably one of the clauses will be, tell us who those police officers. With each police officer you mention, with evidence, we probably will lessen by 6 months or a year. And probably he has a slew of them. And that could actually might lead to Kat Matlala serving his sentence outside of prison. Maybe let's say under supervision or correctional supervision or probation or whatever the case might be. So at the end of the day, who still loses? It is us. But this is a loss that made sense for the country to be safe from Ice Boys police officers type of situation. Yes, sometimes there are things that are unfair, but for the good of, in this case. And I think Kat Matlala was being very, very smart about it. And I think Kat Matlala, I suspect that there might be something like that has been discussed with him, with his lawyers, as well as the state. Because these are two separate processes, the ad hoc committee as well as the state that has arrested him for the charges that he's in jail for. And now I was also thinking about it the other day. I'm like, you are waiting trial at the maximum prison? Okay, I understand the dangerous aspect of it. Let me leave that one. Maybe something I'm missing, I don't know. But the point that I'm making here is that there are Ice Boys police officers out there running errands. And I'm wondering, this Mr. Nkosi officer, I mean, he has a service pistol. It doesn't need a license for Kat Matlala to say, here's 500,000 Rand. I want you to go eliminate so and so for me because they don't want to pay me my money. And Officer Nkosi, and I'm not saying that he has, I'm just rubbing my two IQs here, that you cannot be sending a police officer to go buy you a battery for your boat if you are not going to send the same officer to do bigger and more dangerous things for you. And of course, clearly, Officer Nkosi was getting something from Cat Matlala. He was getting something from Cat Matlala. And if Cat Matlala says use a service pistol to go intimidate, off he went, probably. So part of the negotiation, and I think I'll be more comfortable knowing that police like Officer Nkosi are being ratted out, sifted out, arrested, prosecuted, and convicted. It will make me sleep better at night. It will make me sleep better at night. But yes, Cat Matlala, he has a lot to answer. I'm still not convinced about Jerry Poshoga. I'm still not convinced. Even the little charade that he played with Julius Malema when Julius Malema gave him an opportunity, that is another story for another day. Because your Grootmani people, hey, that's why I was saying Cat Matlala was in the wrong place with the wrong people, with the exception of Glenys Breitenbach, Deline James, somewhat Ashley Souls. I like what Ashley Souls has said towards the end, because it's something that I've also said on this channel before, that there is no way that you are going to think you'll replace God. You will play God on people's lives, and God will not react. And I'm telling you right now, if you are a step parent and you are abusing your stepchild, ulibambe lingashow, because God is coming for you. I'm just letting you know how life works when you might think you got all the powers. This is my house, my husband's house. Ulibambe lingashoni. I'm just letting you know. Ulibambe lingashoni. So same things with criminals, that people do stuff that Cat Matlala and Katie Mulif and everyone else that are accused of. Balibambe lingashoni. Because the wrath of God is going to descend and bazotiba nebadi. I mean, we saw one of them taking out something out of the pocket, thinking, Mutanege, all of this is going to turn into an ocean. No, it's not going to turn into an ocean. It's not. The judge or the commissioners or the ad hoc committee members, they are not going to go blind either, including us South Africans. But one thing for sure that Cat Matlala did, he brought down a lot of ad hoc committee members to their knees. Literally to their knees. And he could have done anything he wanted to with them. Grootman giving him opportunities. Yet, we've had people that stood before them and they were grilled. This one with Grootman, because they admire him. These are people I still think that they couldn't have done or thought the things that Cat Matlala has done and thought and executed. Yintwana when it comes to corruption. Yintwana. So then, the Almighty was on the stand. Show us your ways. Please show us your ways. Type of situation. I knew that the ad hoc committee was wrong for Cat Matlala. Cat Matlala is for the Matlanga Commission. You see all that intelligence that he was displaying. Go pela to melt. And I think Cat Matlala, because he's been arrested before, and I think that's what I also picked up about him when he was interacting with Breitenbach. I think he knows that Breitenbach is a former prosecutor, and he's been in prison, I think, for 4 years. And I think that button is still there of people in the law enforcement, that when they speak, because with Breitenbach, he was speechless. did not defend himself either, even though he was given an opportunity to make statements or a comment about what Breitenbach said. He said he has no comment. Because he understood that I am dealing here with a super intelligent person, and he thought he could take a chance with Delene James by saying, I'm not your child, don't raise your voice at me. No, sir. No. What Delene James did is minor. She should have went off on you. She should have went off. Yes, some people might say, but that's not No. When you bury a child on the weekend, are people toned down because of the likes of Cat Matlala? I can manage. And can mean what Delene James did is what all of us are feeling. And those that lost their children, others that are watching their children die on the streets because of Nyaupe. And y'all saying she should have toned it down. Toned what down? Because we need to tone it down. It's like dignity for dignity. You force yourself onto another human being because you think what's the word again? They use that stupid word they always use. Yeah, excuses. And then when you say no, upon found guilty, chop that damn thing off. Dignity. What about the dignity of the lady he violated, who is going to live without dignity for the rest of her life? But let's protect the perpetrator's dignity. Who says that? The same people, but he toned it down. That was so unprofessional of Delene James. No, his dignity. Screw the victim. South Africans, yes, in his siyalayeka. Because we are the same people who last 2 weeks ago were in Pretoria and everywhere else wearing black. And some of them, women, I watch y'all. I read your comments, and my jaw is always left on the floor. And I'm thinking, some men who think the way they do, they will never stop because of women like you. But when you see an opportunity to go say, why you are there? If something else happened, you're going to be on top of the victim, not the perpetrator. Oh, if the perpetrator is even good looking, you don't want to hear anything. Anyways, I digressed a lot. The whole video was about this part.
Brigadier Ngos.
No, Sergeant Ngos.
Sergeant Ngos.
Yes.
Oh, so around here you make police officers run your errand. You are in charge.
But
policemen here run your personal business.
But he's a human being after all. So after work, he's no longer.
Okay. He's a policeman. Do you agree?
Yes, he is.
Do you agree that you send a police officer to buy yourself batteries for your boat? Do you agree?
Yes, I sent him.
Okay. So, do you agree that you send a police officer to run your personal errands?
I agree.
Okay. Do you know the relationship between Sergeant Ngosi and General Spear?
I don't know the relationship.
Okay, I put it to you that Sergeant Ngosi is a very, very close person to General Spear. Remember, the SC made an example of a video at Molefe's home. Yeah. But you don't know personally General Spear. You have no personal relationship with General Spear, but his right-hand man runs your errands. You also attend some of his family occasions. How is that possible?
It is possible.
How?
Because I do not think Sergeant Nkosi only knows General Sibia, so he has other interactions with other people besides him.
Know what I'm saying? In your statement, you claim not to have a personal relationship with General Shadrach Sibia,
Yes,
but he says you went to his office once. You say you went to his office 3 times.
yes.
You have his right-hand man as your errand boy. You attend his family occasions. How is it possible that you don't know that person in person?
How many other ICE boys police officers out there that are serving the big 5 is what I want to know. And what are we going to do about it? Because I believe we need Cat Matlala to rat them out. And in order for Cat Matlala to rat them out, we need to strike a deal with him. And I think it's something that we all as South Africans need to agree to. Because if we say, no, send him to jail without any negotiations or any bargaining chip, then those police officers will remain in the ranks and they will climb the ranks and they will still come after you and me and they will not protect us. That is food for thought. That is food for thought. Anyways, let me leave it here. And thank you to those of you who understood my video about the electoral system. Yes, I was sparking a debate. But yeah, you know how people, they listen to my videos. Some of the people listen to my videos with emotions and lack of critical thinking. And then they come with their comments and you're like, could you read between the lines? But yeah, well done, ma'am. Please don't leave the video without liking. We'll talk again later. Goodbye.